So question one, and naturally we start with the hardest question. As you think about kind of growing up, what was it that you always needed and didn't get enough of? That's our first purpose question. And let me step back for a minute and explain why that's such an important question. And then I'll share with you two stories on how that answer to that question can result in purpose for you. So why is that such a big important question? Often, what we find is that core need, what we always needed, and we all have those core needs, often from early childhood, kind of ages of almost 4 to 9 years old. That lays, as a mentor once shared with me, that kind of plants a seedbed in all of us in which our strengths and talents can emerge. You know, we become very sensitive to that need, and we become very attuned to trying to give it and get it from others, but we're also gifted at giving it. So once we can figure out, if we can discover that, what that core need is, you'll find that you're naturally suited to give that and meet that need in the world. So let me share with you two stories and help bring that to life. So the first one is my own personal story. So as I think back to my childhood, one of the things that I always needed and didn't get growing up. Well, so growing up, I had two very loving parents, and I love them very much. They're both from kind of the Midwest, Indiana folk. And so the Midwesterners are kind of labeled with being very stoic, and I would say my parents probably fall in that category. So not a lot of emotion. They don't share a lot of emotion. And on top of that, Dad was an engineer, Mom was an accountant, so not a whole lot of excitement and parties for me in my house. But what that looked like for me as a little kid is when I would come home with, say, an art project and said, "Mom, Dad, look, you know, did a really good job on that." They would kind of say, just not a whole lot. And what I always needed and didn't get was for them to say, "Wow, you've got some gifts and talents. You can use those. Here, let me help you." And so as I step back and think now, when I think about direction and connection and a lot of what I do in the world and what we do in the world, it really does revolve around helping people and organizations get a real clear sense of what they're special at, what their gifts and talents are, and how to use those, what they're called to do. And because I always needed that and didn't get it, I'm particularly sensitive to that. So I can sit down with an individual or a group of individuals and I can just tell almost instantly what it is for them, because it was something I always needed and didn't get. And because it was something I always needed and didn't get, I have a real passion for giving that to the world. So that's my story. Now, another story that helps kind of bring this to life would be the story of a client of mine. And so the client of mine, she's was an attorney and now is deciding to stay home and decide kind of what she wants to do next. And as she thinks about that, she reflects back to her early childhood and growing up. She was really left to kind of take care of herself, take care of her siblings, really kind of raise herself in her house. And what she always needed and didn't get was appreciation for all her hard work. So appreciation is really kind of the core need for her. And so for much of her life, even as an attorney, she really strived to get appreciation. But when she sits back and thinks about what she wants to do, her mind really settles on one of two things. One, she would love to own a Hallmark store one day, where she would essentially be an appreciation broker and sell all things appreciation. Or two, she would love to one day buy an old house and renovate it and host baby showers or wedding showers, create an environment in which others could come and appreciate another person. And part of what makes that so passionate for her is because, damn it, the world needs more appreciation. So as you're answering that question and thinking about what was it that you needed and never get or didn't get enough of, know that that really could be the hardwiring for you for both your sense of purpose and really what you're meant to do in the world.